Welcome to the Kirk and Robin Show, episode number 2, where we're just kind of dancing with crypto. So what's on your mind today? What
Dancing with
questions do you
crypto.
have?
All right. So my question today is something to do with crypto investing, feeling like a whole lot like just gambling. I mean, so what's the difference? Am I just
Yeah,
gambling
and
when I
and
invest in crypto, or
and
what?
is that like fodder you see on
Yeah, well, you
news
kind of
outlets and
hear
stuff
it.
like
You
that?
kind of hear it. You see it in the chatter around. You know what I mean? I think I know the answer, but I'd rather hear it from you. So,
Well, let's break it down first of all. So I'm going to take one from the playbook of Nelson Rose, who wrote a white paper on internet gambling in 2012. So
mm,
let's first of all break it down technically. What are the elements of gambling? Well, first of all, you have to have consideration, right?
okay. Consideration.
And you
Tell
have
me
to
what you
have
mean by that.
a prize and chance. Okay, so those are the three elements. So consideration is the same thing as any contract. When you talk about legality of a contract, you got to have
Mhm.
consideration. That means the skin in the game. That means the thing of value, money. Let's just say it's like that.
Okay.
So
Remember, we're
consideration.
really like, I'm an English major, so you really got to speak like a little bit slowly and really, really like break it down for me. So,
Consideration is just the money that you put into something. That's it. So $10, $100, whatever that thing is. That's just the fancy term for it. Consideration is a fancy legal term
for
for
money.
money. That's
Okay. All
basically what
right.
it
All
is.
right. I can hang with
Putting
that.
money up, putting money into something.
All right.
That's basically what that is.
All right. Got
Okay.
it.
Then you got to have a prize. So in
You mean if we're gambling?
right, if you're
Okay.
gambling, so you're playing the roulette wheel, you've got there's a certain prize based on odds as to how.
Mm.
First of all, it's how much you bet, the position that you put it on, whether or
Mm.
not you win. That's going to determine,
Your wager, sort of.
yeah, how risky of a bet you took
Mm.
as determined what your prize could be there. But some kind of prize. Same thing with a horse race. You go bet on the horse race.
Mm.
Horses go around, and so if they get all kinds of different ways to bet in horse racing, of course, but you got first, second, third, you got trifectas, you've got all these different things.
So
So
that's the prize aspect. So we've got consideration, which is
yeah,
money.
so you got to
Then you
go
got prize. You'd have to have a prize if you were actually betting on something. Okay, I'm with you so
right.
far.
So basically, let's just stick with the horse racing for now. So yeah,
Mm.
if you go to the track, then you're going to go to the counter. You're going to place the bet, get the ticket. Okay, then
Mm.
yeah, the prize is based on what you bet's going to determine the outcome of the prize, or you may not win anything. So that's the thing.
Okay.
That's where the chance factor comes in.
Which I think is part of the questioning here. It's like, oh, I'm taking a chance. It's like betting on something, right? But you're distinguishing it. What's the third thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The third thing is the chance
Oh,
factor.
okay,
You
got
got to
it.
have there's a chance. There's a chance that you could win. There's a chance that you could lose.
No, but that
So
is okay. So that's with betting, but that is a similarity between betting and investing, correct? I mean, you are taking a chance. You're always taking a chance if you invest in something. It could go
yes,
up, go down, you could get nothing,
yep,
whatever,
that's
right?
that's true. That's
Okay.
true. But
All right.
that's the chance is a little bit different in this case. That's why I say the one thing that's there where there's a commonality is the consideration piece. Again, the money piece. So to get into an investment, you actually have to put money, put assets into the investment. That's how you invest.
Okay.
Same
Yeah.
thing. You can't get in the game. You can't play a game of chance, or you can't bet on a horse race unless you
Put some
put
money
the
down.
money in.
All right.
You gotta bet on the race.
Okay.
So the consideration piece is always there. It's the other factors. Is there a prize? Well, when you're
Mm.
investing, there's really no prize, so to
Right.
speak.
Right.
I mean, the prize could be more metaphorical. The prize was I was
Right.
savvy enough to buy a stock, Apple stock, when it first came out.
Right.
I heard about this guy Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, and I got
I
in
won the
early,
prize.
and I
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
hung in there long
Yeah.
enough,
Yeah.
and I didn't sell my Apple stock.
Right.
Like
Right.
that's the prize, but
Right.
that's not what we're
That's
talking
not
about
how we
here.
relate to it. Right.
Effectively, there is no prize
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to true investing. And
Okay.
when in gambling, there's a prize. You're either gonna get a prize, and then the question is how much of the prize based on
Mm.
what you bet and how you bet, or you're not going to get any prize at all.
Is that the
So
main? Is that if we had to listen for the distinction, would the prize kind of terminology be the main, and the concept of that be what maybe the main differentiator? We're not like trying to. We're
well,
not
it's
all like competing for a single or multiple prizes. It has nothing to do with that,
well,
right?
yeah, it's the prize factor plus the chance factor. It's like a probability factor, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you can calculate what the probability is, whether it's even on Texas Hold'em. If you watch these ESPN championships on TV, right? They
Mm-hmm.
now publish at the bottom they can tell you, they know what cards that a particular player is holding and give you a chance. It'll tell you a probability of him winning the hand based on every time a card is put down.
Wow. Yeah.
It'll say, oh, you'll see, oh, he just dropped off. He just dropped off the cliff there. That kind of thing. So you could, like, these things are kind of like, they're probabilistic. So you can kind of calculate these things as to what the outcome is. That's the chance factor.
Okay.
In investing, there's not really any, you can't really calculate that.
Right.
I mean, there's looking
people do, but yeah,
there's looking at beta, there's risk, it's like risk adjusted returns and stuff like that. So you can kind of like estimate these things. That helps you determine, do I get into this in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe you look at performance over time. Do I stay in this game? Do I stay in this investment game, or do I pull out like that? So if you want to get technical, those are some distinct, it might seem subtle, but those are really key distinct differences that make a difference between defining what investing is and what gambling is.
Okay.
Now, with that same thing with a lottery ticket. So let's call it the Powerball ticket. $2, you get in, you got an extremely low chance of winning that. Now they have prizes where you could, if you win one number or two numbers, it's like a $1 or $2 reward like that. But to win the mega jackpot, it's extremely low. So that's where chance comes in. That's where the prize is there, $504 million Powerball jackpot. And so on consideration, the $2 going in. See, so there's really a distinct difference as I see it.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Do you guys get this? I'm getting it. So that's gambling. That's like, going for a prize sort of thing. Now,
with that said,
investing, right?
With that said, let's still look at it, because we could say, hey, that is more or less like gambling, the behavior of it. Not technically. So it's the question is, do you want to break it down technically, or do you just want to look at like the behavior of it?
All right, don't get too technical on me, but I like the behavior aspect, because there is something about that, and there's a whole mentality around.
Well, we just got technical. That was the technical.
Oh, okay, good. So, thanks.
Now I'm just talking about
we're not going to get any more technical.
Behaviorally speaking in crypto, so there's such a wide range that the landscape in crypto, as far as digital assets goes, the crypto assets goes, there's so many different types. And the range is so wide and vast that, yes, you could certainly say, hey, that's like gambling. So for one example, it could be the meme coin craze that's been going on for 2024, I would say, was the meme coin craze still kind of going on. But you got
Pause for a second, because so speak to the mentality of that, because there is sort of a, like, sort of a little bit of a greed factor or something around that, isn't there? Like, right. And it feeds into the gambling mindset idea.
Yes, exactly. Yes. It feeds into the gambling mindset idea.
Okay, so speak to that for a second.
So like a pump.fun and so on. That's
which I have no idea what that is, but
that's a meme coin. It's a meme coin launch pad marketplace that's on Solana. So it's kind of it's one that originated the meme coin craze, because basically what it did is it allows anybody to go on there and create a meme coin. Okay, very easily. Yes. That's why it's stimulated so much.
Also, where a lot of people are getting scammed, correct?
Well,
not necessarily, but like that.
Well, it's almost like in that particular case, if you're playing the game on that particular platform, you could think of it as, a majority of these coins may be launched that are scams. I mean, that's the whole thing. 99% of these things don't actually come out of the bonding curve. They say they don't graduate, okay, to where others can invest in these tokens. Okay. So the thing is that so just by the regular going, the fact that you're using that platform, it's like the game that you're playing. You're playing with a lot of people just launching stuff that are trying to make a quick buck. So it's like, how can I make sure to get into this coin when it's pumping up on the rise? It's going up on the rise, and then and I got in early, and I'm just trying to make my exit and sell my tokens before the market crashes.
Which is very much a gambling mindset, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
yeah.
Right.
So if you look at the chart, you'll see charts that are going up, and you'll see, bam, it just like drops all the way down, like one red candle coming all the way down, bam, straight, like in time zero, one straight shot like that. So those are, that's what people are trying to do. They're trying to go on there and make a quick buck and hope that they can exit before they get wrecked, as we say, before they lose all their money.
Yeah.
So that everybody's trying to play the same game.
Which kind of gives the rest of crypto, which is a vast universe, a little bit of a bad name, right? Because that's kind of where you hear about things.
Yeah, I would say it does give crypto a bit of a bad name, because then again, if the meme coin craze thing is making the news, which I think that over the past decade that let's call it the mainstream news has disproportionately given and shine the light negatively on the crypto space, not the positive. But I think, then again, negative
News sells.
news sells
Yes.
like on a 10-to-1 ratio over
And
positive
and
news.
it's probably evolving now too, given that like states and government are kind of getting on the crypto bandwagon.
Yeah, that's
whatever.
I think the narrative is going to be changing for the positive here. But yeah, so I think that if that's the narrative bouncing around about these meme coins and stuff, yeah, it's going to be both. That's going to be the thing that picks up on, and possibly, where you get these negative stories that are spun on it. But also, also unfortunately the thing that'll attract people in. What I think is the non-financial savvy is like, oh, sweet, quick buck. I mean, here's some story. Oh, somebody put $100 in or $500 in, and they turn it into several 100,000 or maybe a million. And these things do happen.
Right.
They're outlier cases, and in some cases, it may actually be
the norm. Yeah.
It may actually be the insiders or the people that created the tokens that are pulling this off. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like the average schmo got lucky and just went ahead and bought whatever ABC coin and ABC meme coin, and then it went up and they made a whole bunch of money. So now, will memes have lasting value? When some of them will, sure, they're going to take on their own kind of category. But the thing is, there's like tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands to even in the millions of these things. Depends what time period you're looking at of these things being created. Like I said, a lot of them don't pass and don't graduate from the bonding curve. That's just the way that this pump down fund does it, so that the token is graduate. So basically, it's like they're started, but they never actually materialize. Okay, that's what it is. So there's so many people are creating these things, and it just that's the deal.
All right, so I'd like to segue just a moment. So talk to me like I'm an investor, right? I'm a crypto investor. I'm not a crypto gambler. I'm an investor. And I'm familiar with investing. I've invested in REITs. I've got a 401k. I've played around with the stock market here and there, right? You could call that gambling if you really wanted to, if you're really, trying to make that comparison. But investing in crypto is really no different than investing in these other asset classes. Is that accurate? Or it is different, but in terms of the way it's played and the expectation and so forth, it's like I'm just investing in another.
Well, yes, that's correct. Yes, digital assets is another asset class.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a brand new asset class.
Right.
And then there's just happens to be a lot of subsets within that particular asset class.
And so you bring your traditional investor mentality to it. So there's that, but then there's also heightened responsibility, perhaps, or accountability to one's own.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah,
that's a whole other.
If you bring your savvy, I'm going to say financial, long-term investing mindset to crypto, you're going to be a success there, theoretically. The same way assuming you were a success over there in traditional finance, you're going to be a success here. So this is why it always comes back to mindset. Every single time it comes back to mindset. So whatever you showed up with in crypto is already going to determine your outcome, right?
Especially if you show up with that get rich quick mindset.
Exactly.
Watch out for that one.
Which actually is really the way that I would say, 90% of, let's say retail. When we say retail, it means like the retail investor, but let's say 90% of people actually operate, which is you FOMO in, fear of missing out. So you ape in near the end, near the top. People, because of fear of missing out, that's what we call it in crypto. You ape in, which means you just jump in, right, without doing any work. And then you jump in at the top. A couple of weeks later, you're looking at your thing every day, see what the return is, see if it's up or down. It goes down, market takes a crash.
And your emotional state is complete chaos in the meantime, right?
Yeah,
because you're not in it for the long haul. Well, you're in it just to make the money quick, and it's going to determine.
Yeah, you've never actually hung in the game long enough anywhere ever, and maybe perhaps in your entire life, for example, like that type of avatar person, to actually see what success looks like. Yes, so of course it goes down. You say a couple of weeks later, this doesn't work. You pull your money out of the loss and you go about your way until you come back at a later time and repeat when the next FOMO things that comes along. When you're at the gym and you hear your buddy's talking about it, and next thing you know, it's the next thing. You say, well, it's been a year. I guess I'll try this again. So, anyway, this is all.
Either that or you go and tell everybody, oh, this crypto thing is a scam. It doesn't work, right? Because you got screwed because you played the game the way you usually play everything, right?
So, yeah. So that's how it goes. So, yeah, it's really about the mindset that you come in with. We know what your mindset is. We can actually determine your outcome. It's like, it's that easy.
Love
right?
it. Yeah.
So
don't forget about the crypto mindset course exclusively from here, because it's really
yeah,
good. It's all about
the crypto
that.
bullseye, the crypto mindset
Yeah.
course. That's my unique, what
I
to
like
say?
it. Yeah. It's a, yeah.
Unique proprietary way of thinking about how to get into crypto.
Yeah.
So there's so many things to invest in for the long term. There's so many things I think that are going to accrue massive value in a brand new way. It's a brand new technology. That's what this is all about. So you have a spectrum on one end, that end, and on the other end, you've got all the other, the scams and all the other stuff that are going on. So unfortunately, that taints the space. But this is not unusual when there's new technology or anything new. There's always something that comes along and taints, the good part of of whatever it is. So
yeah, you're speaking to a whole bunch of stuff that I know we're going to talk about on other episodes, but it's like, like you have the people who are like, okay, I want to get into crypto fast. And then they like take whatever action, they do it really quickly, and they don't know anything about anything. Right. And they're already in the game, but you're like, oh, don't if you'd only just gotten a little bit of education here in the beginning, right? A little bit more about like how to prepare yourself mentally, how to approach all of this, right? How to manage your security and your passwords, and the things that, you've seen people in your experience like come to you and go, oh, I did X. And you're like, oh gosh, no, 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 no. Right. So,
well, that reminds me of doing research on Reddit, because you can get some really great stories there, especially in crypto, but anything. So there's one that sticks out that was, let's call it John and Jenny. Okay. Let's say that's what their names are, right? So John's talking to Jenny. They're actually best friends. All right. John's telling Jenny how he's been in crypto for a while. He's done really well. He just cashed out some Bitcoin or whatever it was, and he went and bought himself a car. All right. And then so it's like, wow, she's thinking, this is amazing. Ooh. This is awesome. So he tells her, so they have this conversation. I don't take it that he's bragging, by the way. Again, yes, this is me reading between the lines.
Okay. All right.
So, but he tells her, he finishes up and said, look, if you're interested in getting into it, just let me know. I'd be glad to guide you and teach you how to do this. And
because they're friends and they're trusted and whatever, right?
Yeah. So just get back to me.
He's not trying to scam her.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know. Well, guess what? She never contacts him. Or I should say, the next time she contacts him, it's not, hey, I'm really interested in this thing.
Okay.
Let's set up a call so we can get into it. I really want to get going here.
Yeah.
Next time she calls, she says, you know what? Since we talked last, I invested $30,000 into one meme coin. So first of all, one, that's the first problem, which is everything, all your eggs in one basket and one meme coin. She lost all of it. So she lost her $30,000, which I guess to her was probably her life savings at that point.
Let me guess. She's pissed at him.
She's mad at him. It's his fault. It's 100% his fault. She's mad at him. It's all his fault.
Oh my God.
And if you see the banter on the replies on the
they probably eviscerated her.
Oh, they did. They had a field day with her. Had an absolute field day.
100% responsibility
correct.
for your own stuff, man.
That's all right. That's all right.
Even if your friend's the one that turned you on, you're still 100% responsible.
Number one lesson in life: you were 100% responsible for everything that happens to you, and that is, especially when it comes to your money. That's a great place where that shows up, but it's everything else in life too. So she was 100% responsible. He offered to help her.
Painful.
Okay. First of all, she doesn't know how long he had the crypto.
Right.
Maybe they talked about it. She knows nothing about the
details of anything.
I'm just going to say maybe he didn't get into those details. Right? We don't really know.
Right.
But she doesn't know how long he's been into it. Maybe he got in 7 years ago and he's actually had a long-term view.
A lot more education.
You know what? I worked hard for this. I think I want to take some profits and buy myself a new car right now.
That's our 1 minute warning.
All right. 1 minute warning. It's more like a 2 minute warning because it's we're gonna run this show goes to 21 minutes as a nod to Bitcoin's 21 million Bitcoin, the total token supply of Bitcoin. So 21 minutes, a little nod to that.
Yeah.
So
we made sure we wrapped up.
So I think we beat this one up pretty good as to what gambling
totally
is. And there is a technical distinction between gambling and investing. Now, like I said, behaviorally, those things can look like gambling. So it really kind of depends on what your definition is. Yeah. But absolutely, yes. A lot of the people that engage in crypto can be doing that. The problem is people can't have more than one way that they go about stuff. So it's kind of like how you do anything's how you do everything. T. Harv Eker. So what it means is that usually you can't be like, oh, I'm going to have a long-term strategy over here. And I mean, some people do, but I think a lot of people, it's like they've only got one way that they can do it. So when they go in, they've got one strategy, and that strategy is not going to set up for success.
So yeah,
So
I would totally ask yourself, have you adopted a crypto mindset? And if you don't know how to do that, you definitely need to take our crypto mindset course. It's free. You should start there, among other things. Get your mind straight before you do anything.
that's what you got to do in everything. Get your mind straight.
Yeah.
Get your head in the game.
Yeah.
All right. So
awesome. All right. Thank you. That was
yeah.
great.
So with that said, let's have a great crypto day.
As always, what?
As always, your goal is to get a crypto bullseye.
All right. Yeah. Bye.